Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. I'm very happy and excited to be here with you guys on our Saturday empowering session. And today, as I said before, is going to be a session like no other. And before I get started and introduce our partner today, our talking partner today, I'm going to ask you guys to please write on the chat, where are you guys located today? My name is Mauricio Clavijo, and I live in central London in Vaux. So I know there's people here from different countries. There's people from Portugal, there's people from Spain, there's people from Germany, there's people from different cities around the UK, there's people in Italy, and there's going to be many more people joining us. And those of you who are on Zoom, we would massively appreciate if you can start your cameras, because nowadays that we're meeting on these virtual meetings, is very nice to see people's faces and not just be talking to a computer, to see people's reactions. And those of you who are joining us on YouTube, unfortunately you cannot start your cameras, but we love you guys. You can still participate, you can still ask your question, because that's the way that we're going to be doing today's meeting. We're going to be asking questions, having a simple conversation with a friend, adding value. We know that due to current circumstances, many people are having a rough time. Many businesses are having to close. Many industries are suffering. However, there's always possibilities, there's always options, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. The young lady that's with us today is one of my dearest friends, and I just, before I get started, I just need to say that how much I personally appreciate you, your husband, your children, your parents, your brothers, all your family. You guys are just beautiful people. You guys are good at everything you do. Is just beautiful souls. And I personally feel privileged to be able to call you my friends. And, you hear many times from many people that you are the result of the people that you're surrounded with. And personally, before I started and being an entrepreneur myself, I was surrounded by, beautiful people. However, people that not necessarily I wanted to have the results they had, and I massively love and appreciate that now, Kiran, Mark, Paul, Jason, and many of you are my closest friends. And that when I'm with you, I learn and I say, oh my God, when I'm big, I want to be just like you. I wish I can have the success that you guys have, not only in your business, but, because it's important, but also in your family life, how much value you add to others. And I must say that I've learned so much from you, and that I'll continue to do that. So I'm going to be asking Kieran some questions, and I'm going to be asking you guys, to just pop your questions in, come on in, throw them in, and we're going to be covering, because that's what we need right now. In current circumstances, we need positive leaders, people with a positive message, telling people that it's okay, that things are going to get better, that, that life is just a moment, is just an instant, and we need to be happy, we need to be light to others, and that's what Kieran and Mark Khutan are. So please, guys, everyone in the room, I want you to send your appreciation on the chat and make this young lady feel welcome, because believe me, she's a very busy person. Not only she's rocking it in her business in the UK, but also in Europe and worldwide. She has a growing business. I follow her on Instagram and in social media. She's very active, always adding value, but also she's a mother of two, and that, can be a handful. You probably can tell us about that later on. But, so many things. And she decided to take some of her valuable time to come and spend with us and add value. So please help me receive with a massive round of applause, some of you virtual applause, to business owner from the UK, Kieran Khutan. Hello there, Kieran.
Hi. Hello, everybody. How wonderful to be here with you all. Can you hear me okay? Fantastic. Thank you so much. It's absolutely wonderful to be here with you, Maurizio and Diana. And it's wonderful to see Paul and Nako. I can see Paul on my screen at the moment as well. So it's fantastic to be here with you, as well as I can see many other leaders here as well. I can see Christian there. How are you, Christian? Great to see you. And I also think I saw Jason and I think a few other leaders. So if I haven't, I think I saw Hubert and Antoinette as well. So amazing to be talking in front of so many incredible leaders here already today. So thank you so much for the honor of being invited to come and share with you a little bit of our journey and our story, Maurizio. I'm so thankful. You know, you guys, we've had so much fun together, haven't we, Maurizio and Diana, on all the trips we've been to and so many great opportunities we've had through our business. And you guys are like brothers and sisters to us, and we're so blessed. There's nothing we wouldn't do for you guys. So such a pleasure to be with you.
Thank you very much, Kieran, and likewise, we appreciate you guys massively. And I was very excited when I told you, Kieran, can you come? And you said, absolutely. I was very happy because, you know, always we have so much fun. So, you know, let's get started, Kieran. Okay. Nowadays, with, as I said before, current circumstances and things going on, there's many people having a rough time, people losing their jobs. You know, everything is going to be okay. We need to be positive, but we also need to look at options. I truly believe that, you know, when you are comfortable and when you're winning, when you're making money, when you're happy, you know, many times you don't look around because, you know, let's be honest, you don't need to, you are happy. But many times when circumstances happen and someone is shaking your tree and that you realize that people around you are losing your job, that businesses are closing, that, you know, the economy is not as good, that, you know, so many things are happening, people start looking into different options and asking themselves the question, what can I do? How can I improve? How can I make more money? And that's what it is. We know that you are an entrepreneur yourself. Together with your husband, you guys have built a massive family business because, you know, you guys are very much into values and, you know, family is one of them. I know we can probably talk about that later on. However, Kieran, I know that even before you started being an entrepreneur, before you started your business, you were already you had a very successful career. I believe that you used to work as a senior marketing manager in the city in a very demanding job. And, you know, you used to be very successful in what you do before. Now, my question, because obviously there's different circumstances and you can talk about that, what made a successful person like you, you know, in the eyes of people, you know, someone with a status, with a good job, traveling the world and doing many things. What made you look into social marketing and the beauty industry? Because I know that even though that in your business you have many product lines and a huge product portfolio, your main focus is beauty. What made a successful person look at social marketing as an option, Kieran?
Wow, thank you, Maurizio. You know, it's such a wonderful question because I think, you know, when I first came across the business, I was, yes, you know, in the eyes of the world, you know, you have a good job, you work in the city. Mark and I were both making two professional incomes. He has a background in finance and I have a background in marketing, as you said. So I did also have a very stressful job because I was working many hours. I was looking after 3 departments, which I was the head of. And at the time, one of my major challenges was, I don't think I have the time to build a business. And that was one of the major things. But the person who actually talked to me about the business said to me, would you like to be in the same position for the rest of your life? And I thought, whoa, no way do I want to be in the same position for the rest of my life where I can only just, you know, barely have any time with my family. So for me, a really big part of my motivation was to actually have time freedom, to have choices, to be able to have control. Because ultimately, whenever you have a job, it's still a job. Whether it's a higher paying job, whether it's a higher status job, it's still a job. You still do not own that job. You can still be fired, sacked, you know, put on furlough, all of these situations that have happened. And I read and I heard from people that were very successful to dig your well when you're not thirsty. And I didn't really get that. Does everybody understand what that meant? I was just kind of like, well, why not? Why am I going to be thirsty? What could be the situation that could happen, that I could be in a position where I would need income because I have a good job, Mark has a good job. Why would that happen? And then during this situation with the pandemic, obviously we are so sad for all of the circumstances that have happened for people. And our heart goes out to all of the people that have been personally affected by the pandemic. And, it's been a difficult situation. And I'm so thankful that we're coming through it now. But what it made me realize, Mauricio, when we have so many people that have lost their jobs, so many people that have been, the impact of their careers, their income, their livelihood has been affected because of this business, because we take advantage of the trends of the e-commerce, of fast-moving consumable goods around health and lifestyle and beauty. Our business has actually grown by 40% in this current pandemic. And that's the most powerful thing. And that, for me, now it came to life why I should have made that decision to have a business and dig my well when I wasn't thirsty. So that's why one of those things was, definitely having time choices, because I was able to walk away from my full-time profession 8 years ago now, raise our kids. My daughter's never seen me go to work, which is the biggest blessing for me. And I just feel so thankful to have had that opportunity. But it was also, we want to be part of a bigger purpose. Mark and I, we want to create a community of people who are going out there and having a global impact. We don't want to just be thinking, yeah, I'm okay, I've got my money taken care of, I've got my house taken care of, my bills taken care of. That's not the way to live. The way to live is thinking, well, how many people, our mentor, one of our senior mentors always said that wealth is thinking about how many people are better off because you lived. And I think that's the most inspiring purpose of our life, is to help people, to create a bigger purpose, and to help people around the world.
I love your answer, Kieran. However, I just want to come back to something you said, and is dig your well when you're not thirsty. Because, let's be completely honest here. Everyone, doesn't matter how successful you are, you want to be more successful. Doesn't matter how much money you make. Human beings, they want to make more money. However, most people are not aware of, because let me come back to my point. Most people, they generate awareness. For example, somebody who doesn't have very good eating habits, and maybe they get ill, let's hope not, but people have a stroke or a heart attack, and then they generate the awareness of, okay, so now I need to go and exercise and eat healthier. That's when people get the awareness. But my question to you, what do you think is was the key thing for you when you are not thirsty, and it made you aware to go and do something else, probably completely different to what you are doing? That's my question. And following on, if you can probably tell us about those beginnings, because successful senior marketing manager in the city, and then you start a business, and with your business there comes rejection, problems, probably the challenge of going out and finding your first customer, because right now obviously you're a mature leader, and that about the purpose and all that, and that's fantastic, that's huge. But there's people here who are probably joining us for the first time, and they're just saying, I just want money, I just want options, but when they get started, they find the wall. And then it's difficult, and people, they want to go back. So what made you generated the awareness to you at the time, and the willingness to, in spite of problems, rejections, frustrations, wanted to go back to your high paid job? What made you remain and continue to fight?
Wow, what an amazing question. Well, I think that, one really important thing that our coaches always talk about is having a goal, having a clear why, understanding your purpose for life. And really early on, one of the things that I did was, having talked to my business coach, I actually wrote out my list, my dream list of what I wanted to have my future look like. And so many things from my dream list have come true, you know, and it's an incredible exercise. If you haven't done this before, I would really encourage you to make a list of what your reasons are for building this business. What can you get through this business that you cannot get from your job? That was one of the first things that my mentor Barrel said to me, was think about what you can get from this business that you cannot get from a full-time job. Because, you know, yes, we can create income, right? We could create income from a job. We can create income from a traditional small business. And Mark and I, we've had traditional small businesses, we've had property businesses, we've had a job. But from all of those different circumstances, some of the key factors which were my personal goals, they wouldn't have come from those traditional ways of creating income. And that was only the way that I could create the freedom, which was one of my main goals, was the freedom of choice of my time to be my own boss. That would not have been able to have been created through a job or even through a small business, because like I said, we had small businesses. When you have a small business, it is literally like having a job, but even worse, because then you can't phone in sick when you have a small business. Anybody here have a small business? At one point, I had an events business, and I was so sick on one of the days that I had an event, and I had to run that event because I was the lead for it. And I was going out there and doing it. I was so sick. If I had a job, I would have phoned in sick. But I didn't have a job. I was the job as a self-employed person. So I had to go out there and perform and do my job. And the great thing with social commerce is that you build with a team and you're building leadership. And I saw that in my mentors, where they had so much freedom of time. They had been financially independent for nearly 20 years. And they basically traveled the world. They would have, you know, breakfast and lunch and dinner together as a couple. They would sit there in their hammock in their beautiful garden, and they would do their meetings from there. And then, Mauricio, I saw my boss, who was a really high level executive. He was a director of an organization, and he would leave his house at 5 a.m. on a Monday, and he would not get home until Friday late that night. He didn't see his wife, he didn't see his kids. And he, to be honest with you, I mean, you don't know him, so I can tell you, his marriage life was really a mess. And I saw that situation, and I saw a lot of circumstances that were happening there. He was having a lot of health issues, and I felt so sorry for him. So I looked at my mentor's life, I looked at my boss's life, and I had to make a decision. Which do I want in the next 5 to 10 years? And I wanted to have my mentor's life. And that was the inspiration that kept me going at the beginning, when you visualize what you want and then able to tick off some of those goals. And some of the goals that I had, like I said, was time freedom. I wanted to be able to be free when I had my kids. I wanted to be able to get my mom to be free from her job, because she worked in retail at that time. And my mom was working really, really hard. And I didn't want her to work as hard as she was. And that was my first goal, even before myself to be free, was to help my mom to be free from her job. And we were able to get that because my mom and dad and myself and my brother, obviously myself and my husband, and my brother and his fiance, we build the business as a family. So we've been able to help my parents to reach the founders platinum level in the business. And my mom was able to walk away from her job, which is the best thing in the world, because I love my parents, you know, I want the best for them. So that's one thing that I would say, if you have an emotional why, then that's going to keep you going. Because I would look at my mom, and if I felt a bit frustrated, yes, you know, I did get frustrated, of course, everybody does. And you're going to come through situations where you have an annoying customer, or you have an annoying person that you're working with. Listen, that's life. You're going to have that in a job. You're going to have that in your own business. The great thing here is, if I don't want to work with that person, I would just not work with them. Literally, I don't have to choose to work with them. I choose to work with who I want to work with. So if I don't like someone, I'm not going to say, oh, I don't like you. No, I have too much grace. I've been brought up too well to be like that. What I'm going to literally say to them is, hey, you know, right now, I think a great way for you to be would be, let me introduce you to some of our brands. And if you really like to work with them, I'll be happy to help you to place an order. So I take them down the customer route if I don't want to work with them as a business partner. But that's some of the choices that you have as your own business owner. And I think the second part of your question was, Mauricio, about maybe some of the challenges that I had. Is that right? Yeah, so some of the challenges. So I will tell you one of the big challenges that I found really early on in the business was where I had negativity from people. I actually had my first ever, my mom and I went along to see the business seminar, and we came back. And my dad said to me, I've heard of that type of business before. And my dad's a great guy. I really respect my parents. I listen to them. We always make joint decisions together as a family with things. And I'm very respectful to my parents. And my dad said, he's always open-minded. He realizes that I'm an intelligent person, but he raised us to make our own decisions, both our parents. But my dad was like, I've heard of that type of business before, and I knew somebody who did it. And I don't think it's the type of thing for you. You've got a great education, you've got a great degree, good job and everything. Why would you want to do that type of business? And I said to my dad, thank you, but respectfully, the person who I spoke to, they weren't like that person, because my dad had met somebody who had done the business in a really unprofessional way. And I said to him, the people that I spoke, because my mentors in the business, Nick is a NASA engineer. He works for NASA. He's extremely intelligent, and his wife was a civil engineer. So both super smart people, and they had created a lot of success. So I said to my dad, respectfully, those people that I heard from were not like that. So I want to be able to give it a go. I want to be able to, if I could have the kind of lifestyle they have, I want to give it a go. I don't see any risk in the business because there's no upfront investment. I'm just going to use my products. There's nothing that they're asking me to do that I feel concerned about. So I went with that leap of faith. And basically, long story short, the business was all the things that I had hoped for it. But the thing is, you can always compare yourself either with people who failed and they didn't do well, or you can compare yourself to people who did really well. And I will always want to compare myself to someone who's successful. So thankfully we have examples, and even here in this organization, you have so many examples of success. So if one of those people, if Mauricio and Diana have done it, you can absolutely do it, because we're all created equal. We're not created any less than somebody else. We are created with the greatness within us. So if one other person can do it, you can definitely do it as well. So just that was one thing. I find people have that stumbling block where they feel like they hear negativity from someone else. And you want to have faith in your own belief system. If you make a decision, you've made a decision based on what you've seen, your actual information. That other person, they don't know what you're talking about. They don't know about your mentor. So that was one challenge. My other challenge was time management, and it was a legitimate challenge. I did have a really busy career at that time. Mark and I, we also had a little baby when we first started early on in the business. So we genuinely did have lack of time. I think people do, or sometimes people use that as a little bit of a kind of like excuse, but I feel that during our run up to platinum and founders platinum, I had a job. I was working full time. I had one baby, and then I had another baby in the period of 18 months. So it was crazy. If anybody knows what it's like, one's still in nappies and then you have another one. So it's kind of crazy. So we did have a really hectic schedule in life. But what we learned really well from our mentors, and really from reading and listening and understanding about success habits, is all about time management, things like time blocking. Learn about how to manage your time, because a lack of time is not about, it's not actually that anyone has more time than you. It's just a lack of priorities. It's a lack of planning. And we were able to maybe get a little less sleep and maybe do a little less of like some of the socializing that we did, but we were able to build a business that meant I was able to be free from my job. So those are some of the challenges. Mauricio, I don't know if there's anything else you want me to add?
No, that's absolutely fantastic. Actually, you touched on two things that I want to focus on. Number one is being professional. I guess, Kieran, that in any industry, you see people who are professionals and people who are amateurs, and therefore the results. It's actually a principle of success. If you want something, you have to treat it with enough respect and learn to become a professional. Personally, I wasn't a business owner. I wasn't raised as a business owner. Okay, but I decided when I saw the rewards that I could personally get to train myself to become a professional. Therefore, me, the entrepreneur, I build the business. So, being professional is key. And the other thing that I want to touch on is that, on your dreams. I think you touched that earlier on. And my invitation to you guys who are probably joining us for the first time, who probably you've been shared this video, is that you guys need to learn to dream. When, personally, I'm going to be very honest with you. I didn't understand the need to dream because, you kind of are a realistic person. So yes, you want better things. You want to make more money. You want to achieve more things. But, you are now, what's that thing with dreams? But, personally, when I started to learn and understand, my dream was to make enough money so that I didn't have to work for my boss. I had a job that I didn't particularly like or enjoy, and I saw that the business would give me that. So therefore, because I saw that I could get it, then I calibrated my balance. And let me explain that. So, for example, I was invited to a Saturday event at 1 p.m. and somebody invited me to go for a barbecue. Okay, so does my barbecue take me closer to my dream or my goal? Or does coming here, getting inspired, learning from a professional, somebody successful, is that going to lead me closer to my dream? So that calibrates my balance and allows me to make the right decision. So that's absolutely key, to understand the reason why you want to do something, why you're going to have, because you're going to have to put the work. Hey, that's just principles of success. Nothing is going to happen for free. You're going to have to build yourself so that you go and build the business. But having the reason why you want to do that is key. Okay, Kieran, let's continue. Because
I can listen to you all day, Maurizio. We're good.
Kieran, I know that in your business, you have a huge product portfolio. It's like having an online shop, with many, many lines, many successful and mega trends in products. Personally, why did you choose to focus on beauty? Tell us that. Let's explain, or let's talk to these people and add them value. Why beauty in particular for you?
Well, I think, Maurizio, for me, it was really it was like a personal choice, because one of my biggest factors when I first looked at the business, and you can see now that I have really good skin, okay, I can say it about myself, but when I first joined the business, I had very oily, I still have oily skin actually, but I had very acne prone skin. So I had a lot of spots. And I had tried using so many different products because, I was happy to invest in it. So I tried all of the prestige brands that were out there on the market. I was constantly investing in products for my skin. And I tried many, many different brands. And I personally didn't find a good enough skincare solution which made my skin feel good and stop the spots without feeling overly dry and all of this. So when I first got launched into the business, I actually got hold of a starter pack which had a range of different products from all across of the different brands. And I used the health and I used the beauty ones. That's what I use everything. But those were the two that I was really excited about, because in 2 weeks' time, after using the skincare products, because they're botanical, with the brand that we work with is called Artistry, and the Artistry brand is botanical, plant-based skincare. And your body works so well with plant-based ingredients. So when I started to use it, after just 2 weeks, my spots started to clear up. Can you believe that? After 2 weeks, when I had been searching for products for such a long time. So I was so impressed personally. And the product range was really, really good value, because I was used to buying products which were 40, 50, 60, 70 pounds. And the product ranges that I started with, which was essentials, was like 15 pounds, and it was such great value. And then I thought, okay, so I'm getting fantastic results for myself. And then after about 2 months, my skin was completely clear of spots, and I was able to manage that and maintain it. And so I became really passionate about that. And then plus it was also looking at my diet, looking at the nutrition. So I'm also passionate about the health product range that we work with as well. But my favorite, because I love it, I love things beautiful, is Artistry. And once I started to research further about it, I could totally stand behind it, because as a vegan, I love plant-based ingredients. I love products which are made with the purity of those, the organically farmed ingredients that come with Artistry, which are from Neutralite. And that is just an incredible story behind it as a brand story. And not only that, it's in the top 10 of prestige selling skincare brands around the world without even having to advertise. So some of the brands that are in that competitor market are huge brands which are very commonly advertised, but they're advertised by models, and those models sometimes don't even use those products. And I think the powerful thing is that everything that I talk to my clients about, I use myself, so I can get behind it and I can say to them, well, this is what happened with me. This is how I can authentically share my story. And I think that comes from personally using pretty much every product range. And I've got a few here to share with you, which are my favorites. But once you use something yourself, you have a good result, then people can hear that. People can see that. That conviction is really so truthful and, like I said, authentic, that it works really well for you as well. So every business owner always gets behind their brands. You wouldn't see big business owners like Bill Gates using a different, like an Apple product, so people would always work with their own brand. So personally, I had to use the products first, get to know them and love them. And thankfully, Artistry was one of those brands I loved.
Becoming a brand ambassador. I love that, Kieran. I must be very honest with you. When I first started my social marketing business together with Amway as a company, I didn't see beauty being a man. I didn't have a skincare routine.
Yeah, great skin, Mauricio. You look good.
Oh, yes. Oh, right now, I'm very much aware, and I use all the products. We can probably talk about that in a future event for skincare and beauty for men. Because men nowadays were much more aware, of looking good. I personally don't want in the future to go out with Diana and people saying, hey, where are you going with your daughter? I don't want people saying that.
And Diana, let's just say Diana is stunning, isn't she? She's one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. So yeah.
She's amazing. But if I'm very honest, at the beginning, I didn't see the beauty side of the business. I'm talking about business as an opportunity. I focused more on sports nutrition and other things. However, with time, we saw that we could actually empower not only women, but empower people through beauty. There's a lot of people who are having a hard time because of low self-esteem and, different issues. And that with beauty, going out to somebody's house and telling them, listen, I can help you. You can look better, you can feel better, you can be light to the world, and that is such a wonderful cause. So helping people and empowering people is huge. I love that.
It's a big part of it, Mauricio, because the first thing we always see is someone's face, right? And people then feel a real lack in self-confidence if they've got, like I did at that time, I had acne on my face. I did feel a lack of self-confidence, and I just put a lot of makeup on top of it, which actually just made the whole situation worse. And then for guys, if they're not wearing makeup, it's obviously difficult for them to hide skincare issues. So I personally don't call it beauty, Mauricio. I will call it skincare and grooming, because I want to have it open to men and women. So why not? Why would a guy not look after his skin the same way that a woman would? It's even more important, actually.
You're absolutely right, Kieran. Absolutely right. And in business, beauty is such a huge mega trend. So for those of you looking for opportunities, that's a huge opportunity. Now that leads me to the next question, and I'm going to ask two questions in one. Number one, beauty. There's I would say hundreds or thousands of brands and products. Personally, why did you choose artistry? Why are you so passionate about artistry and promote it with everything you have? And this is something you guys are going to love. Kiran, talk to us about your 5 favorite artistic products and why you love them so much.
Okay, right. Thank you, Maurizio. So firstly, to answer the first part of your question, why artistry? I think I explained that right at the beginning. It's my personal testimonial, and I had used a lot of different skincare, a lot of different product ranges, and I'm not going to name them because I don't want to put negative about other things out there. It's not my style, but products that were hundreds of pounds. I've tried them, I've been there, and I've used them, but I didn't get the same results that I got with the botanical skincare from Artistry. So that was one reason why Artistry. That's why probably just starting my business, I was really confident from using Artistry. I could wholeheartedly recommend it to anybody. And like sometimes people that I work with in my team will say, I have this person that's got this solution, and I would literally say, great, I've got a solution for them. I can say it so confidently because I know it will work and help them. So that's why Artistry. And then the other reason that I would say now, particularly with things like makeup, okay, because there are some really fantastic makeup brands out there. Let's be realistic. I'm not saying that there's nothing out there that's, yes, Artistry is the best, but I'm not saying there's nothing out there that's also not good, because there are brands and makeup that I see that are really great out there. But as a brand ambassador, I get paid to wear my business products. I get paid to promote my business products. Now, I'm not really a big sports person, but maybe you guys, there's a lot of guys on here, and Mark always uses this example of, I think it's Michael Jordan. I think it was Michael Jordan what was that Last Dance show about? Was it Michael Jordan?
Yeah, it was Michael Jordan, yes.
Yeah, so he was saying how, and I didn't watch the show, but Mark was telling me about this story. And he said that he was such a strong advocate for whatever he believed in, he would do it. Like he is, obviously still, like he does it 100%. So anybody at the top of their field, whatever they do, whatever they believe in, they're going to give it 100%. They're not going to be like, oh, maybe a little here, a little bit here. So what there was a brand that sponsored him from the beginning, and he was really passionate about that brand. But he went out and he was playing some match somewhere, and they said that you have to wear this t-shirt for this particular company. And he was like, well, I'm not going to wear that t-shirt because that's the competitor of the brand that sponsors me. And so he was meant to wear it, but what he did was when he went out and spoke over it, he just like wore something else, like covered it up, because he's not going to share a product range that is not part of his personal brand portfolio or something that sponsors him. Does that make sense? The same kind of stories with so many people that are successful business people. There's a story of I can't remember the name now. I should have written it down, but it was, the name probably. So he's one of the people that supports Coke. I think it's Coca-Cola. And there was somebody had put a different brand in front of him, and he basically put that away. He was like, I'm not supporting that because that's not my brand. So in the same way, you'll never catch me wearing something that is not an Artistry product. Everything on my face is an Artistry product. If I can get it from my business, that's it. Thank you, Warren Buffett. Thank you, Zahir. Maybe you can explain what he did in the chat. So basically, I'm going to wear everything that's Artistry. So my eyeshadow is Artistry, the new one, which I'll show you one of my favorite products. My skincare is Artistry. My hair care is one of our sister brands called Satanique. So there's all the products that we have access to. If I can use them, I'm going to use them. Does that make sense?
Absolutely makes sense, Kieran. And before you actually go into your top 5 products, I must say that I'm extremely excited because the Artistry as a brand, not only they have a huge product portfolio, but they are always improving themselves and helping us with the market trends. I believe that they recently launched a new Artistry Studio line, which is called LA Los Angeles,
Yeah.
and it is amazing. We have the whole pack, and Diana loves them. She's tried them on me, not on my face, but on my hand. Okay.
Why not? You
Oh
look
no, I
great,
don't.
Maurizio.
I don't know. Not yet. I'm not that conscious and aware yet. Actually, she's tried the gloss, but I love the gloss. Yes, in my lips to make them moist. But anyway, all the shadows and not yet. Maybe in the future. But it's affordable. It's lovely. The colors are great, and anybody, a young 16, 18-year-old can use them. My mom can use them. Anyone. And I'm excited, and probably you can tell us later about all the new launches coming with Artistry Nutrition, with the skincare nutrition and everything, because having one of the top 10 prestigious skincare and beauty brands in the world backing up our business so that we can focus on what's really important on business, which is getting to the end consumer, marketing and distribution. But somebody else has the science, has the imports, the stocks. They look after absolutely everything so that we can focus on what's important for business. It's really amazing. I'm excited and with everything that's coming.
Yeah, I'm really excited about not only the portfolio we have at the moment, which is so vast. We actually have got products for every price bracket. So somebody who can only afford 10, 15 pounds. Remember though, our product ranges are so concentrated that they will last you for about 3-4 months. Whereas I would be replacing my skincare every month before, I'm replacing it over 3-4 months. So really that 10, 15 pound product is now a £3 product per month, is a £3 or £4 product per month. So that's great value. But then you have the prestige end of the product range like Supreme LX, which is really competitive with some of those cutting edge anti-aging products that are out on the market. So we have that whole clarity of different types of products for price brackets. We also have different types of products for skin. So you might have oily skin, combination skin. You may have different skin challenges around acne, lines, wrinkle, pigmentation, a lot of different situations like that. We have solutions for all of that with Artistry. And then with in terms of makeup, we're so on trend. They are so on trend with everything that's available. So right now they just launched a new brow product, which I'm loving, the new cream, eyeshadow, foundations, the lip oil gloss. There's a lot of products, which I'm going to go through a few of them now real quickly. But what I know you wanted me to mention some of the upcoming stuff, right, which is really cool. I don't know, are we allowed to talk about that right now, Maurizio? Right.
Yeah, well, it's actually on social media everywhere. So very very quickly we can
Everyone
just say
knows
what it is, just to get us excited.
Yeah, so in the next few months, actually, I think the launch is for September. We're going to have a brand new skincare collection called Artistry Skin Nutrition. And this is so exciting because we work with Nutrilite, which is the number one organically farmed nutritional brand in the entire world. Actually, Nutrilite invented the concept of the multivitamin, which I find just mind-blowing. The fact that the person who invented it over 80 years ago, Dr. Carl Renberg, before that, there was no concept of a multivitamin. It was just people would just eat their food. And he invented that concept that we work with for Nutrilite. So through those organically farmed ingredients, we can take even more of that nutrition and we can put it into the skincare. And that's what skin nutrition is all about. And it's got so many botanical, natural, fruit, plant-based ingredients. It's going to be like nothing else that's out there. And it's going to be a complete game changer to your business. So I'm really excited about this. I love the branding. I love the freshness of it. I think it's going to be beautiful. I can't wait to get it on my skin. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that launch. But as you know, Maurizio, we have product launches every month. We've just had a product launch with the LA edition of Artistry Studio, which is the makeup collection. We've got other launches coming up in the next few months, which is why it's exciting to work and partner with a brand, a huge global leader like Amway Global, because they give us so many different products to work with, but we can just basically concentrate on the business, like you said. But they have the scientists, the research and development, all of the marketing strategy, all of that. That's what they take care of. We don't have to worry about that. So I'm really excited for us to partner with it. So can I get into my favorite product? Is that okay? Are you guys okay with that? I'd love to hear if you guys maybe put it in the chat or like wave or show me some, hearts and whatever, if you guys like these as well. And I really tried to go across a few because I use so many artistry products. So when Mauricio said to me, pick your top 5, I was like, oh my God, I use 5 products just before like 7, 8 in the morning. I've already used 5 products because I use so many different things on my face. But I thought, okay, let's keep it simple. So firstly, this is my favorite cleanser. Okay, so I have oily skin, like I told you. I still have oily skin. I'm in my 40s now and I still have it. So the blessing of that is I suppose I'll always look young because of that oily skin. But this cleanser, the Essentials cleanser, is amazing. It's really great at controlling that oily combination skin. And it's such good value as well. It's affordable for everybody. This is like 15, 16 pounds. It lasts me 4 months, this cleansing gel. And Mark and I use it together. I use it twice a day and it's really, really good value. So that cleanser, I love that. That's my first product. If I had to go on a desert island, probably I would take this plus the Multi Protect. That's how much I love it. So that's one product. The other product that has been a lifesaver for me with my skin type, which like I said is oily, but if you have a different skin type, the great news is there's one for each person because there are different, it's a multi-masking solution. So you've got different ones. I didn't bring them all, but there are different, because Mauricio only let me choose 5. So, I'm just bringing this one. This is a purifying mask, and I use this once or twice a week, particularly all over my face, but then the second time I use it in my T-zone. Anybody have combination skin here where they get oily? Yeah, this is going to be your best friend. You'll love it. You feel so good after it. It's so fresh. And I love the citrus extract. Oh my God, it smells amazing. So you've got the citrus extract, you've got the French white clay, and it cleans out your skin. It just takes all of those, the dirt, the excess oil, everything out of the skin. And from this tub, it's £40 for this tub, but I get 30 to 40 facials. I never go for a facial anymore because I don't want anyone to mess with my face. I'd rather do my own facial, and I spend £1 on a facial, whereas before I would spend 40 to 50 pound on a facial. Now I'm saving money. Isn't that amazing? So that's one of my favorite products that I would recommend. Somebody said that, Mustafa said, I love the mask. I use both the yellow on forehead and green in hydrate. That's exactly right, Mustafa. I would multi-mask. So what I tend to do is I use the green, like here. I use the brightening one under my eyes because, anybody here, sometimes we get dark circles, right? So I use the brightening one here. I use the hydrating one here, and I use a firming one here and here. So you can just firm that all up. So that's called multi-masking. That's a great, great tip. So the other products which I love and I recently introduced, and they're still wet because I use them in the morning in the bath, are these two, because we don't just provide a solution for the face because we have skin all over our body. So Artistry actually provides a solution for our whole body. And I use the polishing body scrub. I wish that Zoom had the capability of transferring smell, across this, because these smell like heaven. They smell so good. I love them. So this is just so lush. And this has got, this is a polishing body scrub. So in here you have got blackcurrant extract, plus you have the sugarcane as well. So it's really a beautiful exfoliant. So I exfoliate my whole body. And then this one, there's a lot of different products in this range. So I'm just saying these are the ones I use. this is a purifying body cleanser. And I like to use this because it gives extra type of clean it gives an extra deeper clean to your body. And especially because I work out every single day. So I was finding that because, you know, you sweat when you're working out, you get sweaty, and people do often get spots and acne and things like that, like on their back. And I did suffer from that. So what I found using this one, I actually found it helped me so much with that situation. So that's a really, really great product as well. And then my favorite eye cream. So we've gone from the different spectrum. We've gone from kind of like high street budget type of price, but really, you know, high quality still, through to the Supreme LX, which is my favorite eye cream. And this Supreme LX has actually got 24 karat gold within the eye cream. It also has some really incredible ingredients which help your skin to act 15 years younger. So you can help re-energize your skin cell. Because when you're young, your skin cells are the replenishment of your skin cells are really, really quick. So if you hurt yourself within a day or so, you're like Wolverine, you know, within a day or so, your skin has been repaired. But with this range, the Supreme LX, firstly, it looks beautiful, doesn't it? Isn't it such a lovely product range? But what this does is it increases that cell turnover and that cell repair to help your skin act that 15 years younger. So this one for me is my eye cream that I use, because this area is the most delicate. It's the area that you first start to see lines, wrinkles, darkness. Your age is first shown in that area. So I want to be able to prolong that for as long as possible. So I think I might be nearly at 5, I don't know. But my last one is not actually an Artistry product. So hopefully you'll let me have this as a bonus product. Is what I wouldn't be able to do without is double X. Because with double X, you get a specific vitamin, mineral, and antioxidant tablet. And the reason I have this every single day is because I've got a busy life. I work out every day. I have 2 kids. I'm running around. I run a busy business. I have a husband that, you know, we're busy, both of us. And this helps me to keep up my busy schedule and basically gives me the energy, but also helps to get rid of that free radical damage with the antioxidants. And it's got a concentrate of 22 plants. And there's no way that I have time to eat 22 fruits and vegetables every day. Does anyone have that time? So this gives me that chance to have every single day a complete rainbow diet with 22 fruits and vegetables. So I hope that's okay that I put in that little bonus. I know it's not Artistry, but health is the foundation of beauty. If you don't have the right nutrition, your skin is not going to be good, your hair is not going to be good, your energy is not going to be good, and most importantly, your health is not going to be good. There's no point in creating a huge amount of wealth and then not being around to enjoy it, because we want to be old, we want to be like, you know, in our hundreds, and we want to just be having a party on the beach, right? Where it's, yeah, that's what we're going to be doing, and traveling the world and just having fun, because we're going to be healthy. That's the most important thing.
Absolutely, Kieran. I just love it. Absolutely loved each and every one of your products. And you know what? Who puts your hand up that we probably invite Kieran very, very soon so that she can tell us, you know, all the products that she uses, because let's be honest, I wish I could look half as good as Kieran. This lady, she is amazing, full of energy, intelligent, smart, and a lot of that comes from the products that you use. So probably you can tell us what you use in the morning, what you use in the afternoon to look so good. Sure. Probably some hair care training. I know we can probably
need 5 hours, Mauricio, for that.
Oh my God. But, you know, I'm sure that everyone would be here and that we would learn loads. We would just have to do that. You know, I wish we had more time. Kieran, let's continue to another question. Yes, you know, every business needs products. Actually, that's actually a business, an interchange of a product or a services, and a happy customer will always come back. We know that. However, I just want you to cover on something. I know that together with your husband, you work with different people from different backgrounds, from different age ranges. So very, very young people, probably the young at heart, and people from, probably people who are highly educated and have very highly paid jobs, people who probably didn't study so much. And because sometimes people come up and say, no, I wish I could do something, but I'm still too young. I wish I could do something, but my time has passed. I wish I could do something different, but I'm a CEO and I have a highly paid job. I wish I could do something, but my job is not the best, so I don't know a lot of people. And we can always come up with excuses. So just tell us about your experience working with different people from different backgrounds. How have you guys managed that? And I know that you covered that at the beginning, but how have you guys managed to attract, winners in your business, people who are winners, who have a high self-esteem? Just, talk to us through that.
Great question, Mauricio. Thank you. So our goal is to have the most diverse, fired up, excited, loving life community and team around the world. We don't want to just think of one particular type. I don't want people just like me. We don't want people that are exactly the same background or education or even skin color, because I don't feel that I'm a particular type of person. I feel like I'm a global citizen, and basically I can relate to anybody from all over the world, whatever age they are, whatever background they are, because I love people. I love people. My passion is not for just helping one type of person. We just love people. If somebody has got a goal in their heart and a dream in their heart, we can relate to them, because I feel like winners speak the same language. You know what I mean? You guys have got so many people from all over the world, and we sometimes can just connect. Like Christian is from Colombia, and when I first met Christian, his English was not as strong as it is now, because his English is amazing, but he was speaking in his own language and I totally understood everything he said, because I felt the passion in his heart, and I was like nodding along like, yes. And, then Mauricio would translate it and I would just be like, I totally knew that's exactly what he said, because of the passion that a winner has. They can just convey that through their spirit. And I feel that we attract that tribe. We're always going to attract the tribe of people that what we are, we can attract that into the world, and that will come back to us. So you're going to, be that person that you want to attract. So if you want to have a team of professional, excited, fired up people that have got passion for life, then you be that. That's the first step. You have to be that type of person. And we want to be able to always give everybody the opportunity. I don't really look at somebody's education, their age, their lack of whatever personal circumstances, because we've seen so many different people in this business succeed at every different stage of their life, of their career. It doesn't matter about that. As long as somebody is willing to learn, and as long as somebody is willing to put some work in and they have a dream, then they have a right to be able to build this business. So that's what I feel totally passionate about. Everybody has the opportunity. We've seen people in our business coaches team who have had nothing. They've had that, like one of my business coaches comes from India, and they had there was a guy who was an 18-year-old when he started the business, and he was somebody who drove his family drove rickshaws. I don't know if you know what a rickshaw is. Like, it's like a little bike, and then there's something on the back, where people sit into it. So he was basically raised in poverty. He didn't have any money to do anything. And he, by accident, heard the business presentation because he was passing a shop, and there was a guy who was talking to another person about the business. And they didn't even think he was good enough to actually, build the business. And he went within 3 years, by the age of 21, he was a diamond, because he was just so passionate about building the business, and he didn't have any money. That he actually went home and he told his mom about it, and his mom had one piece of jewelry that she had on her wedding that was like a wedding ring. Like we don't have rings for wedding rings, we have a necklace. And she said to her son, take this, sell it, and you start your business. And he took that and he sold it to just have a little bit of money to start using the products, because in India there's a starter pack and everything. And he took that product, that money, started to build his business. And then within that 2-3 years, he went diamond. And people didn't think he even had the capability of doing it. But he showed that it doesn't matter about social status. It doesn't matter about background. If you have a will and you have a dream, a champion can absolutely get it done. So that's what we believe in. We believe in the capacity of the human spirit. Whatever someone wants to do and they have the conviction to back it up, they can do it. You know, we believe every time I see somebody, I have faith in what they're capable of. Sometimes they don't have that faith in themselves, but our job as a leader is to sow that faith into them until they're ready to have that faith into themselves.
I just love it, Kieran. You're so wise. I could once again listen to you all the whole day. It is amazing, fantastic. You know, talking about the business, once again, this is a spoiler here. We have a lot of things coming up, a lot of changes with the new website called Commerce Next, the whole focus of the company, all the investment that's being made with Core Plus, and how anyone, like personally, I joined this business because somebody said that on top of my income, I could make £50,000 extra. Obviously, at the beginning, I didn't believe it. I didn't understand how, but I was very curious to go out, look for information, actually professional information from reliable sources. And I realized that it wasn't only making £50,000 extra, but building a business that would generate the sort of income without me having to physically go and exchange my time and my effort for money. And that with Core Plus, this is an opportunity so that anyone, regardless of your age, background, whatever circumstances, you can say to yourself, you know, I can achieve a level that's called platinum and make 40, 50, 60, 70,000 pounds, 80,000 pounds. It is amazing. But, you know, be very, very, very curious, because not only there's huge amounts of money in the table, but Amway is actively working, you know, so that's anyone who is looking at entrepreneurship as an option and comparing the Amway business with absolutely anything that's there, the Amway business comes up on top. Obviously, there's effort involved and there's many things, but I'm excited for the future. I'm excited for what's coming. And the last thing that I'm going to ask you, Kieran, because we've run out of time, is what piece of advice would you give to somebody who is watching us for the first time, or who's very new in the business, or probably somebody who's not so new, but took the decision today of I'm going to go and make things happen, or how do I get started now? This is the decision that I've taken. What would you recommend to them?
Thank you, Mauricio. Yes, I realize we've run out of time. That went so fast, and it's been such a pleasure to talk to all of you. You know, I want to say that you guys are going to come across some challenges. And as I was preparing for this talk, I was thinking back around the journey of when I was going platinum. And at that time, Mark and I, we were working really hard. And we basically I had so many different events I was doing. And I had, like I said, I had a little baby. Milan was a baby at that time. And I remember one distinct situation, which really always stands out in my mind. If I can I'll quickly share it with you. There was, I went to do a beauty event, like a health and beauty, we call it a grand opening for somebody in my team. We'd reached our own goal for that month, but I was going there to help that person. And somebody that was in her team, well, not in her team, was a guest. She was asking about the business, and basically she was like, oh, so you've got a job, you've just had a job, and then you've left your child at home to come and do this now in the evening. I can't believe that you did that. Like, basically she was kind of like saying to me almost like I wasn't a good mom. And I tell you what, I was really emotional about that, because I felt really guilted. I felt really bad about it. And I felt like maybe I wasn't. For a split second, I felt like, oh my gosh, I'm giving up time with my son and I'm out here helping this person. And honestly, I cried all the way home. I was really sad about it. And when I got home, I had a invitation from our first ever trip for LTS that had arrived in a package at home. And it was like divine timing, because that was probably one of my hardest days in the business, because you kind of judge yourself, and I have to tell you, I keep it real. Okay. I have to tell everybody, we all have down times. When you become a business leader, you're not suddenly like, 100% happy, 1,000,000% happy. You do have down times, but your times that you feel down and your emotional recovery gets quicker. So that emotional intelligence grows. So that's the first thing that I would say. And so I came back and there was a package from LTS, which was our first ever leadership trip. And it was to Disney, Euro Disney. And they had paid for our kids to be there. And we had the most amazing time. And I just realized, and then after that, I was shortly able to walk away from my full-time job. And I realized that that woman at that time, she was making a judgment of me, but she didn't realize that I was paying the price at that time. Even though it was a hard price to pay, I paid that price for a year. Okay. And it meant that I would be able to be free. And I've been able to spend so much time with my children when people are not even able to do that at all. They're stressing about homeschooling, they're stressing about being at the kids' assembly. So the first thing I would say to you, keep your eye on the goal, because people are going to put you down. And I don't care at all about what somebody else says, because they are not going to define my life. My husband and I, we make our decisions for what our life is going to be. And I'm so thankful that we got that from this business. So firstly, keep your eye on your goal and keep your vision strong. Don't let people take you away from it. So keep focused. The other thing I would say is a really practical tip: create habits and processes, because somebody with a defined process will always outwork and out realize their goals than someone who's just got a big dream. So if you have a consistent habit and process, speak to your business coach and put those processes in place, because that will get you towards your goal. It's really important. I'm just reading a really great book at the moment. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but it's I'll just say, sorry if I get it wrong. It's called Atomic Habits. And it's really important about creating the right daily habits every single day. So don't care. So first thing is, don't care about what other people say. You keep strong in your focus and keep your emotional intelligence high. The second thing is create good, strong daily habits to reach your goals. And the last thing is, dream big and have fun with your dreams. Just have a massive vision for your life, because we want to create the biggest community of people who are impacting globally, creating hope and vision in people's lives. To know that somebody who was like that rickshaw driver is now living the most luxurious lifestyle in the world. And even in our team, we've been able to help people to get free from their jobs and create their financial goals and be able to reach their personal goals, because we want to empower people. We want to create financial, economic freedom, as well as personal freedom. And that is the best thing that you can get from this business. So you can do it. If we can do it, you can absolutely do it, guys. You are created in greatness, and we believe in you so much. And you have the best leaders with Mauricio and Diana, and with Christian, and they're all incredible. And Paul and Hanako are some of our heroes in the business. So thank you so much. And I'm back over to you, Mauricio. I'm so happy to have spent this afternoon with you guys.
Keep your eye in the goal, focus on what's important, dreaming big. Oh, Kieran, thank you very much. It's been an amazing hour of empowerment, of high quality information. Thank you very much for your time, for everything you've given us. And from our side, we promise that we will continue to, enjoy ourselves, to fight, to continue adding value, because that's what we need at this moment in time. We need empowered leaders who know what they want, who go and put in the work, zero complaints. I'm not a victim of nobody. I'm not a victim of circumstances. I control my life. I control circumstances. People need people. The world needs people who are light to the world, who are happy, because with all this negativity, I need to focus on what's positive and what I can give for others. Thank you ever so much, Kieran. I wish you all the success in the world. Continue, making things happen. Continue being an example for all of us, and massive blessings for you and for all your team and everyone around you. Hopefully, we'll be able to invite you very soon, knowing that you are very busy, but we'll just work around it. Thank you ever so much.
Oh, it's my complete pleasure. Thank you all.
We love you, Kieran. Thank you.
Oh, we love you guys.
Fabulous.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Thanks.